Hello everyone, my name is Yosuke Kusumoto. I'm here on behalf of my primary business, Kusumoto Chemicals. Today I'm going to explain the situation of Japan. So this is agenda today. So I start with our economical trend, then I briefly explain our castor oil and derivatives market situation, and do a bit of the applications castor is used, and I do company introduction if I have still time to do that. So US tariff. This page was prepared a couple of weeks ago, but as Matt said, situation has completely changed. So government made agreement with US early last year, and we agreed to invest tremendous amount of money to the US. But with the current situation, probably our government needs to change also their policy. We are having close look to that. Our currency exchange rate, past 10 years, our currency got depreciated quite drastically, 33%, very similar to Indian rupee. But especially after COVID, our currency got weaker, and the trend is kind of keep going. And current rate is 155 yen. And it's expected that this trend will continue this year. And our GDP, we grew 1.1% last year, which I consider is quite good for Japan. But obviously, if I compare with emerging countries like India of 7%, the number is small. The number is expected to be 0.7% this year. And our stock price and our interest rate. Last year, our average stock price had a record high of 50,000, but now prices keep going up. We got a new Prime Minister, Ms. Takaichi, last fall, and she likes to spend money for the investment. So this must be favorable for investors. And actually, on Friday, the price was 59,000. So we are almost 60,000, and sooner or later we're going to hit 60,000 for sure. And for our interest rate, as you can see, we had a negative interest rate for quite a while, but now trend has shifted quite drastically. So now our interest rate exceeded 2%, which you may think still low, but for us it's drastic change. And especially it's a sudden change, and we are closely monitoring because this can go even higher, and this can affect our economy. So we are a bit cautious about this. Our inflation, so you can see we had deflation. We had almost no deflation for past few decades, but now the trend has also changed. So we have a 3%, around 3% of inflation. And this is mostly driven by the weaker currency and also general increase of cost of the goods. And this trend seems to be continuing. And the trade statistics. So we have a good balance of import and export, and we have a small deficit for import, but it's almost like equal. And we export to Asia more than half. By the country, US is the biggest of 18%, but the number dropped from 20 to 18 maybe because of the tariff. The China follows the US. The India is like 3%, and I believe most is like auto-related. And for our import, similar to export, we import almost half from Asian countries, but China is by far the biggest of 24%, and India is 1%, so you have a room to increase your percent. And from here, I have a number for castor and derivatives. So you can see the amount of castor oil we import is keep declining like year by year. And last year, it also declined around 10% from the year before. It's quite difficult to say, but what I can say is our industry, in Japanese industry, is shrinking. That could be one of the reasons. But also because the flat price is flat, so the trend of how they keep the material also may be changed. The price is stable, and you can see the price, but everyone knows the price ex India USD. So this is just with the valuation with currency exchange. The HCO demand actually dropped quite a lot from last year, especially the one from India. Interestingly, the one from Thailand, quantity remains quite similar, even though it's dropped also a little bit. The drop may be related to the global economy, maybe also Chinese economy. And I'm quite curious what the number is going to be this year. It can be like a similar number for 2025. Sebacic acid demand, unlike HCO and oil, it went up at least slightly. And similar to other years, we import mostly from China. And demand is stable because the application sebacic acid is used is stable. And I expect the trend will continue for sebacic acid. And 12-HSA, ricinoic acid, and others, I cannot separate them because they fall into the same HS code. The quantity dropped slightly, but almost maintaining. And it's also difficult to say because it's combination of other things, different things. But I expect the quantity will be quite similar this year. So we have a sustainable materials exhibition in Tokyo every year. So we found some interesting things in exhibition, so I'm going to briefly introduce things. So there are polyols or amide or additives. Those are based on castor or other biomaterials. Also, there is a bioplastics from shell. This is scallop shell. And this is used as an eraser. So this is something also interesting. The approach of sustainable is not only from the plant-based, but those shell-based is one of the approach you can find. The other approach, what are other things? We have fibers made by the castor, or bioceramic, or even glasses. Those are the things we found some people are trying to do. So the data here is, supported, collecting data is supported by our local magazine, so this page is for special thanks for them. So this is a company introduction. Just give me 1 minute to do that. So we are the company, family-owned company established in 1926. So this year is 100 years anniversary. We are based in Tokyo, Japan. And our parent company is actually Kusmoto Corporation. They do real estate. And they have other subsidiaries. They do business related to us. So those are main business for us. Our additive business is our core business. We are manufacturer of additives for case industries, and for this, we are downstream user of castor derivatives. We also have trading business, and here we are the distribution. We are distributor of castor derivatives. We have international trading, and we have domestic trading. In the ETAC business, it's a totally different business model. We are manufacturer of chambers. And CNT business, this is new to us. We are distributor of a company called OXCL, who produce single-wall carbon nanotube. We also produce dispersion of it by our own. Those are the ideas of what we produce. So we produce additives to control rheologies or dispersants, deformers, and surface control agents for such applications. So those are our global network. And we have 3 factories in Japan. We have a factory outside of Japan, including India. And the bottom one is our new laboratory center, which is under construction. And this is going to be open summer this year. And lastly, so this is our history. So we started in 1926 as a small distribution. We expanded year by year, and this year is going to be a memorial year.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Kusmoto-san.